Our next set of activities is going to sort of be a variety of problems about right triangles. And one of the things that's going to be really helpful in working on those problems is knowing about the Pythagorean theorem. This is maybe a theorem that you've already seen, so this may be review, but it doesn't help to review this just to make sure we know what we're all talking about. So we're first going to state the theorem, and then we're just going to do a short problem to see how this theorem is actually used in right triangle problems. So the Pythagorean theorem tells us about the size of right triangles. And so before I tell you about the size of right triangles, I should tell you what a right triangle is. All that is one of the angles is a right angle. And when we say right angle, that means a 90-degree angle. So it's two of the sides of the triangle are perpendicular to one another. So it looks something like this. That little one with the square on the lower left corner, that's our right angle. Now, you have three sides, and I'm going to put variables for the lengths of those sides. The vertical side has length A, the horizontal side has length B, and that diagonal side that goes between the side with length A and the side with length B, that is going to have length C. Now, there are three different sides on this. The hypotenuse is kind of the most distinguished side, and that is the side that is the furthest away from that right angle. That is the longest side of the right triangle, and that is the side that has length C. And what the Pythagorean theorem tells you is that if you have a right triangle, as we labeled it above, then a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And again, a and b are the sides of the non-hypotenuse sides of the triangle, and then c is the hypotenuse of the triangle. And so another way of saying what this theorem says is that if you square the length of the hypotenuse, you get a number equal to what you get when you add the squares of the lengths of the two other sides. So you square all three sides. The one with the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the ones with the two sides. And this helps us actually solve for a third side of the triangle if we can figure out two of the sides, any two of the sides. And here's an example about how that works. So suppose we have a triangle where the hypotenuse has length 7 and one of the other sides has length 3. The question I want to ask is, what's the length of the third side? So I'm going to draw a picture of a right triangle with the hypotenuse length 7, the other side has length 3, and then the third side I don't know, so I'm going to just call that B, just some kind of unknown. You can use your favorite variable that you want. I'm going to call it B, but you notice that one of the non-hypotenuse sides is 3, the hypotenuse is 7, and then you have B for the side that we actually want to learn about. Well, nice thing is, Pythagorean theorem tells us what an equation is that involves those three sides. If we take 3 squared, that's one of our non-hypotenuse sides, plus b squared, that's the other non-hypotenuse side, we add those together, we get the square of the hypotenuse side. So 3 squared plus b squared equals 7 squared. Let me see, 3 squared is 9, 7 squared is 49. If we solve for b squared, we get b squared equals 40. And now all we have to do to figure out the length of b is to take the square root of both sides. And so we get b equal square root of 40. All right, so that gives you an idea about how to use the Pythagorean theorem in a particular problem. Now I think you're ready to work on the introduction to right triangles, and that's on the PDF included with this video.